I added multiplayer in 1 week. Please help me. Well, here we are again with another episode of I spend too much time making a game instead of studying for my exams in a few weeks. On this episode, I completely destroy my will to live by adding multiplayer.
Why did that destroy your will to live?
You might ask. Well, let me explain a few things. I originally made my game to be single player, without really thinking about the possibility to expand to multiplayer. That was a mistake, because here I am adding multiplayer and having to rewrite multiple scripts and modify other ones just so that when you die, the correct car blows up. Before I start, I want to say if you want to, you can like and subscribe so you can see my future videos. And also, the link for my game is in the description of this video, and it's for Mac and Windows. Thanks. Here's the story. It's Monday night. I want to add mod support to my game, so I do research on how I would do that. I end up not really wanting to try any of the methods that I found, so I was like, what do I have on my Trello board? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. What's the next planned update? I could add player tracking and analytics so I can track what levels are played most, so I can try and make my game funner. Yeah, I gave up on that basically before it started. Nothing felt right. And then something came over me. A giant, strong urge. I make a new folder in my scripts folder and I call it local multiplayer. It's starting. I copy and paste my existing car controller script into it and I get to work making it be able to be used with 2 players. First thing is to set what player it is and how to control it. Next step is to rewrite the script that is responsible for blowing up the car and resetting it, because at the moment if you drive off, only the car marked with player 1 will blow up, even if player 2 drove off the track. I now need to figure out how I'm going to end the game. First thing is to remove all the networking for the leaderboard. We won't need this. Now all I need to do is... easy. Wait, it's midnight already? I have to go to school tomorrow. It's Tuesday, and I'm starting work on the quality of life things. I make it so you can actually get to multiplayer from the menu, and I start bragging about the multiplayer mode to my friends that I definitely have. I also make the name selection page work for both player 1 and player 2, as well as the difficulty in car selection. I should mention that during all this time I'm working on it, I also have 2 people working on more cars and images that I can add to the game. More on that later. Tuesday night, I get to bed earlier than the night before, but not really for anything because I can't sleep. I don't know why I told you that, but not being able to sleep is a bit of a theme this week, and it makes me sad. Wednesday. I start working on something that I call Sumo Mode. It's a new game mode specifically for the multiplayer mode that I added. 2 players go head-to-head to push the other player out of the ring, or to completely bamboozle them into driving out by themselves. There was probably an easier way to do this, but all I did was modify the game manager script to support multiple game modes, and then swap the lap counter script for a sumo mode modifier script, which basically just counts how many times you've died, and when it reaches 5 it tells the game manager to end the game. While working on this, I changed some things with the start of the game to make it more fair. I made it so both players have to accelerate their car to make the game start, and then added it in a 3-second count so that no players are surprised when the game does start. The sumo mode is ready to be playtested, so I call in my dad who hasn't played a video game since he was 20. After fixing small bugs, I started working on something else, which took me much longer than expected. I made a new car selection UI. It streamlined the whole process, makes adding new cars more than easy. So before, when I had a list of cars in the game, it was restrained to a game object. Now I've made them into a scriptable object. Each car is made up of 4 pieces of information: the name, the description, the little checkbox if the car has more than one color, and the car sprite itself. Each car is then stored in a car holder, another scriptable object, that can be referenced whenever and changed with ease. Before, if I wanted to add a car, I'd first have to add the car into the sprite holder, then go to the single player UI, add its name to the dropdown. Then I need to go to the name in the multiplayer dropdowns, and God forbid if I put the name in the wrong position, because then the wrong car would be selected and it would be a pain to fix. Now, this new system, all I have to do is add a new car object, put in the information, and put it in the new holder. The system deals with it from there. I plan on fixing all of the UI in similar ways with more visual buttons, as even when I'm playing, I forget to change the difficulty. This took twice as long to implement than sumo mode. Thursday. I made another game mode. Sort of. I wanted to make a Pong mode, a game mode where you hit the ball into the other person's goal and vice versa. And you have rallies and it gets harder and blah 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 blah. This one would be simple to add, not a big deal at all. All I have to do is add a ball and make points and reuse some sumo mode code and we're done, right? Well, it was just way too hard to hit the ball in the correct way that would turn it around. And then it was way too hard to turn the car around and hit it with enough force to put it on the other side. At this point, it's not really Pong mode, it's soccer or air hockey. Instead of fixing this, I said I can't be bothered and started making it feel way better to hit the ball and other players in sumo mode. How did I do this? Add player bouncy. Add impact sound. Add camera shake. Done. Yay! I'm also in bed on time. Not that that mattered. Still can't sleep. Friday. I work on making Pong mode actually work. It took all day. I will not go into any details. It just works now. I don't know how. I just blacked out, and when I came to, the code was there and working. I do not question the devil's work. Saturday. I started working on this script and am very scared that this update won't come out in time. But that's okay. I have become content with that fact by now. I also added in more player feedback when the ball goes into the goal, with sound effects and particles, and a funky little zoom in on the camera that I also used for the sumo mode. And that is the update. There's also some performance fixes, I guess, and some other little tidbits that aren't important. So yeah, that's the update. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I would love it if you liked and subscribed, as I spend more hours than I should working on this game in the videos. And it's very nice when the little number goes up and lets me know people like my stuff. Also, as always, if you want to play the game, the link is in the description below, and I hope you have a great day.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Script is in front of you.
Oh yeah, sorry. I added multiplayer in 1 week. Please help me.